Pokemon has disappointed people. Apparently, it's disappointed fan base for several years now.
So I'm pretty sure the Pokemon Company knows they're in deep waters right now and things are very uncertain for them. Yes, they are still making incredible profits, but they know the fan base is unhappy. Scarlet and Violet wasn't well received in terms of their visual engine and everything that's going on there. And people were not happy about the character direction for the player model, but people still loved and fell in love with all of the NPCs. And the NPCs were still well written. The story was really good. They went darker than they normally would. It was blatantly darker, not just the subtext where they did in Sun and Moon, where like Guzma was, there's a lot of subtext to him being abused as a child. Whereas here we have blatantly Arven being abandoned as a child. So I think that their recent Pokemon Presents, they ended up delaying things, not just because of Pal World, but because they finally realized that they do need more time to do things. So that's a good sign. But the concerning part is all this DEI language in their American branches.
And so we got the report about a month ago that they were hiring their diversity, inclusion, and representation officers. They had the jobs
and that's
listings
for the Washington,
for that.
Washington office.
It's a disease, and I've talked about it many times. It's a disease. Whenever you bring that into the fold in any capacity, it's just like real life. If your body has a disease in it, if you don't get the disease out and you just give it time and it starts spreading throughout the body, eventually it's going to kill you. That is what DEI is. That's what social justice propaganda is. If you have a small disease in your company, it's only going to start spreading like that. And that if they don't do something about it sooner than later, it's going to overrun everything. How big of a player base does Pokemon Go still have these days? Do we have any numbers on that?
So right now, supposedly it's estimated at 81 million, down from 88 million at the start of the year, which is okay. It's not the lowest that they've been, but supposedly, so they're not a publicly traded company, so we don't have super accurate, verifiable information. And I'm really cautious about talking about this, but supposedly they are pre-2017 income, like people spending money on the game levels. So they are going downhill, but it's still a lot of players, but they're not playing because it's Niantic. They're not playing because of the stupid avatar changes. They're playing because it's a goddamn Pokemon IP.
Yes, exactly.
They just want to catch Pokemon when they travel. And the other thing that we don't have is how long are people playing for? We don't know what the daily login is, and we don't know how long they're doing it, and we don't know how many free-to-play players are left, because what you're going to find in mobile games is the free-to-play players are the ones who are going to leave. Obviously, they don't have a stake in it, but the people who are spending money every day for their energy refreshes or whatever, or people have spent money just in general, they're more likely to keep playing. So
to be honest, the fact that there's still that many people playing
pretty
for
crazy.
A game that came out, because it came out 2016, I think.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. And obviously they need to do things and introduce new sets of Pokemon and new regions of Pokemon every so often to keep people coming back. But this avatar change is going to do the opposite. Now, it might have people coming back to be like, hey, what is my avatar? How fucked up does my avatar look like now? But it was pretty shocking for it to get blown out of the water this bad. Trainers, your avatar can now look even more like you. Listen, somehow I can't see this girl's face or really her body. I don't think that this girl looks like this fucking genderless, amorphous, no tits,
anatomically
no dick, like
incorrect,
androgynous. I don't think they look like that, which is probably why it got ratioed to hell. 6.2 thousand comments to 4,000 likes,
and they botted it.
Yeah.
Again, like a lot of the body stuff that's going on, it's getting no fucking likes. People might be viewing it, but people aren't actually interacting with it. It's like no fucking impact on anything. Any of these people have been botting forever. People have been botting Twitter. People have been botting YouTube forever. It has no fucking impact, which makes you wonder why they continue to spend the money. But here's a couple of the examples, right? Pokemon Go avatar changes pissing off all real women who got their trainers destroyed. Look at some of these before and after examples.
Jeez, dude. God.
They really are just going for genderless, androgynous, trying to appeal to, I guess, the 0.1% of the population that's in between men and women.
They're appealing to their community manager.
You mean this person right here?
Yep. The only person excited for the change.
So this is the Pokemon Go lead community manager, MX. So fucking Mr. or Miss, whatever. It's got an X there. Kestrel Riot, Go Rocket Boss. A bunch of fucking multicolored fists, they, them. Opinions are my own, not part of Niantic, apparently. I look so cool. They're really happy with how they turned out. This is what they look like. Can't believe it's been a year since I got my ding dang titties chopped off.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
So yeah, this is one of the few people who are very excited that their avatar can now look like them, ugly as fuck.
This was a reply to the Pokemon tweet. Verbal Riot, he's great.
What they're trying to do, and if you notice with these ugly characters, is these characters look almost mannish, right? Like really masculine looking, if you will. There's a reason for that. Again, this could be just my conspiracy theory. They're trying to blur the lines between man and woman, right? See, it's all part of the programming. Now, when I say programming, I'm not talking about the actual programming it takes to make a video game. Nah. I'm talking about social programming, right? Because who plays video games more? I mean, yeah, you have older cats like me who are still playing, but I'm not the target demographic. No. The target demographic is youngins, kids.
It's all about just taking gender completely out of the equation. That's all this comes down to. I will say, like, of all the stuff we've seen, whether it was comics, movies, all of this stuff, when it comes to the gaming world is far bigger, far more diverse. And what I mean by that, in terms of just different people with different opinions that make up the gaming world and the gaming communities, I haven't seen this level of backlash or anything in the entertainment industry like we are seeing in the gaming world. It's really, really awesome to see the backlash that they're all getting.
There's a really short-sighted thing, though, that they did. So Niantic thinks that just because they have the contract with the Pokemon company, that they are, whatever they produce will just be eaten up. But China, the largest gaming demographic in the world, is not happy with this. And so if you piss off China, which also has more mobile game spenders than any other nation, I think, given the largest demographic, you're going to really upset the Pokemon company. But there's another thing, too, that I want to bring up that's super, super important. There was zero quality control. The Pokemon company takes upskirt shots very seriously. And you can do blatant upskirting in this, and there's nothing to guard the crotch area. It's a disgusting view. The model is anatomically incorrect and everything, and you can see like the weird polygons and weird stuff going on there.
It's like weird, just like flesh sticking out of like parts of clothing because of what they tried to do with the update.
Yeah. So these people do not have the power that they think that they have, and once they realize that the bottom line is affected, they're the first to go. They're the first to go for every other company that is getting affected by their bottom lines being lower than they should be. Niantic has always put themselves in hot water. Every single change that they have made has been met negatively, from their monetization changes to the way raids worked, and then to how they handled the pandemic. Even though they had the largest player base at the time, because everybody was inside, people are still not happy with them. But people play because it's Pokemon, but this is going to cause some problems.
Do we think Nintendo of Japan is going to get involved with this?
Nintendo lets Pokemon do whatever they want, but the Pokemon company, especially with the upskirt problem, they're either going to reevaluate things with Niantic, or Niantic's going to be reined in and probably threatened. Because again, like, that upskirt thing is probably going to be the thing that upsets them the most. They really do not mess around with stuff like that at all. They take it super, super serious, and people will get fired over it. Because how do you not have basic quality control? You don't even need somebody who is a lifelong QA tester to tell you, hey, this is probably not the best idea.
What do you got? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And there's a surfer pose, an animation too that blatantly clips through the skirt and then like shows off the hoo-ha.
Good Lord.
Thank you to Raspberry Wiener for finding this one out. Shout out.